I want to talk about, you know, I guess it's a hot topic. I don't know, body count. Me, I never cared about it. You know, a female, how many guys or whatever, women slept with. I never cared because me personally, I have a high body count. I'm not gonna say the number. I said the number one time to somebody, and they were just disgusted with me. So I'm not gonna say the number. I told that one person I'll never tell nobody ever again the number. And I don't care. You know how many. That's just I don't care. That before my time, whatever. I can't talk about nobody because my past of what I've done. And some guys they be trying to make a big stink about it. But I don't understand why. What's the big issue? What if she like? Why would you want to know anyway? It's so irrelevant. It's so. I had a girl ask me that. A long time ago, she asked me. I lied to her. Of course, I told her some old bogus number. Like, I don't know, it was an old bogus number. I told her it was a straight up lie. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why does it even matter about how many people, I've had intercourse with, and like people make a big thing about this. Like I think it's just so stupid. Like, you're judging somebody with their past. Like, everybody always preach, oh, don't judge somebody with their past, but they're quick to throw it in your face about your past if you tell them something about you. They're quick to like, oh, well, you did this, you did like, then, you don't want to tell nobody about your past because that's a weapon for them to use against you. Because like I said, when I told that person, my number, every once in a while they bring it up. And I was like, you asked me, so I told you, you were so curious, so I'll let you know the number. And we ride in the car, and she would look at me and be like, just disgusted. I was looking like, what's wrong? She was like, I can't believe you said that many people. I just looked. I said, you wanted to know, so I'll let you know what the number was. If you didn't, like, I guess she thought it was gonna be lower than what I told her, but it wasn't. And she was just like, she was mortified with that. And she was just like, she could not believe it. I just like, to me, that kind of pushed me away from her because I'm just like, you're so focused on that number. Don't worry about the number. Like, it don't got nothing to do with like what we got going on right now. If it's bothering you that much, then separate ways or something. That number is not that deep because like just like guys tripping off a girl, like. We all got a past. And, I don't judge by their past at all. Like, whatever happened in your past, that's your past. You're trying to be a better person right now. That's how I judge you. In that moment, how you deal with me, not what you did before me. Anything like that's so irrelevant to me because, like I said before, my past is wild. I don't want nobody judge me off of that. Like, I was younger. I was just young and wild. Like, I was just living my life. Like, I wouldn't do any stuff I used to do. Nowadays, cause I'm more mature. Like, all that stuff I did in my past, I would never do it now. Like, a lot of stuff I did, truth be told, I'm actually ashamed of it. It's like, and I don't like talking about a lot, like any of that stuff. Me and my cousin, we be sitting around and we talk about it, but not to glorify anything we did. We just sit back and just talk about all the wild stuff we used to do together. And I don't be bragging about anything I did. It's just a part of my life and my history. It's a part of who I am, who I was. And I just grew from that, like, it just made me into a better person nowadays, me going through all that wild stuff. Because, if you, in your 40s, and you lived that life when you were younger, and you're still doing that to this day, yeah, something wrong with you. Like, something definitely wrong with you, because you should not be doing that same stuff you did when you was in your 20s. You know, doing it at this present day like that. That is just disgusting. Truth be told, like you should have got that out your system when you were younger, and now you want to find just that one person you want to be with, not just steady sleeping around with like different people. Like it's like, and I'm not gonna, like, when I was younger, I never, people like older people, they would tell me like that whole soul time thing when you sleep with somebody. I never believed in that, because I just don't know, I just didn't believe in it until I got older. And like I said, once that pregnancy, that right there really sealed the deal for me of the whole being tied to somebody, when you lay down with them. I totally experienced that with her, how I was just tied to her. I kind of felt it before, years ago, but I really didn't pay that much attention until my running with her and me getting her pregnant, and how that whole situation was. That's when I had a whole, it just opened my eyes to everything as far as the sexual act, and how you get tied to somebody, and it was just a whole, like, it made me look at sex in a whole different light than versus when I was in my 20s. So that's why I say, like, everything I did when I was younger, I'm just like, it's kind of repulsive to me, because just how I was as a person and how heartless I was. Because back then, like, I didn't view women, I didn't have no respect for them. I didn't have any respect for them. To me, they were just, object. Like, they were just there for my pleasure. Then once I got what I needed, it was like, all right, then on to the next one. And I was just like, it was just so crazy how I used to be, so crazy. And I think about that. I used to, like, oh my God, like, I just can't believe I used to be like that person. And I sit back and try to think, like, how my mindset, I try to put myself in that mindset of how I was, and I cannot do it. Like, I cannot get into that mindset, the type of person I used to be. Just how, cold-hearted, and just like the way my mental was and how I moved. Like, I cannot put myself into that mindset. It's impossible for me to think like that. I can't do that. And a couple of the women that I dated in my past, they contacted me, I contacted whatever, and I apologized to them. I said, let my older self apologize for my younger self, because back then, I was young and stupid. I didn't know no better. I was just going along with, everybody around me was doing. I was going to the flow, like, you with your friends, so you're doing what they're doing, and it's just that my behavior around that time was just repulsive. I wish I could take a lot of that back, but I mean, I can't though. Like, it's over and done with now. So I just try to move very differently nowadays. Like, I don't try to just, I try to be cautious about who I have relations with. Yeah, like, that's because I don't want somebody feel like that I'm trying to just use them for sexual gratification. Like, I actually want to have some kind of connection with that person. Like, that's my goal. not just, it's like, all right, you know, I'm fulfilling my sexual desires. It's like, all right, then that was cool, you know, off to the next one. Like, I don't want to do that no more. No.